Shalom, with the real Hebrew Israelites coming in, week out, to prophesy the downfall of America, Esau, these other nations, and 2/3 of our people. All praises and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the apostles out in New York, and the brothers coming in with sincerity and truth. Prophesy with sincerity and truth. I really wanted to hop into basically talking about how we're not supposed to be going to these churches, because a lot of these people they try to supposedly find God or find Yahweh in these churches and stuff like that, and I knew, like, back when I was younger, something didn't feel right. Like, I used to fall asleep in the churches, you know what I'm saying? And I thought I was going off at the time. And then when I came to this truth and stuff like that, I found out that that wasn't the case. It was the reason I was falling asleep up in them churches, because I wasn't getting nothing from it. You know what I'm saying? All it be is like a couple scriptures, then the singing, and then motivational speaking, and then they pass around a collection plate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna start off with Acts chapter 17, verse 23. Yeah, okay. This is Acts chapter 17, starting at 23. Going to 24. It says, For as I passed by and beheld your devotions, I found an altar with this inscription: To the unknown God, whom therefore ye ignorantly worship, him declare I unto you, God, Yahweh, that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands. So it's like, to this unknown God. All these different churches have these different titles, like Christ of God, or God of Christ, or they just got so many random names. I really stopped paying attention to them. But it's just got so many different names and stuff like that. And it's like, it's just unknown. Like, and then on top of that, he said he dwelleth not in temples made with hands. Like, that's plain. What are all these churches or temples or whatever made out of? Or made with, I mean, Salaki, made with hands. All of them made with hands. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's go to Acts chapter 7, starting at 44. Our fathers had the tabernacle of witness in the wilderness, as he had appointed, speaking unto Moses, that he should make it according to the fashion that he had seen, which also our fathers that came after brought in with Yahushua into the possession of the Gentiles, whom Yahweh drave out before the face of our fathers unto the days of David, whom found favor before Yahweh, and desired to find a tabernacle for the power of Jacob. But Solomon built him an house. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands. Saying it again, don't dwell in temples made with hands. As saith the prophet, Heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me, saith Yahweh? Well, what is the place of my rest? Have not my hand made all these things? Ye stiff necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, ye do always resist the Holy Spirit, as your fathers did, so do ye. And once again, man, like, so you saying this this little bricked up house, you saying that the Most High is in there, man? No, he's not in there. He said um he don't dwelleth in these temples made with hands, man. He doesn't at all. And the thing is, if he used to dwell in a place that was made with hands, it got to be according to how it was made. Uh, make it to how it was made during Moses' time when he built it, which actually after the next precept, I'm gonna go straight to how it's supposed to actually be built. You know what I'm saying? Because it keeps saying that he dwelleth in temples not made with hands, man. This Hebrews chapter 8, verse 5. Who served unto the example and shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of Yahweh when he was about to make the tabernacle. For see, saith he, that thou make all things all, not some, not most, but it says that thou make all things according to the pattern showed to you in the mount. So the thing is, Moses made a tabernacle for the Most High, and he made it exactly the way the Most High told uh, showed him. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it says, I'm gonna say it, read it again. Who serve unto the example and shadow of heavenly things, heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of Yahweh when he was about to make the tabernacle. For see, saith he, that thou make all things, not some, not most, all things according to the pattern showed to thee in the mount. So y'all have some of y'all have a question. Well, what was the pattern? So we got to go back to the book of Moses, and we're going to go to Exodus 25, starting at 9. And here we go. It says, this is Exodus chapter 25, verse 9. According to all that I showed thee after the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all the instruments thereof, even so shall ye make it. And they shall make an ark of and they shall make an ark of shittim wood, 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, within and without shalt thou overlay it, and shalt make upon it a crown of gold round about. And thou shalt cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in the 4 corners thereof. And 2 rings shall be in this one side of it, and 2 rings in the other side of it. And thou shalt make staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And thou shalt put the staves into the rings by the sides of the ark, that the ark may be borne with them. The stave shall be in the rings of the ark, they shall not be taken from it. And thou shalt put into the ark the testimony which I shall give thee. And thou shalt make a mercy seat of pure gold, 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half breadth thereof. And thou shalt make two cherubims of gold, of beaten work shalt thou make them, and in the two ends of the mercy seat, and make one cherub on the one end, and the other cherub on the other end. Even of the mercy seat shall ye make the cherubims on the two ends thereof. And the cherubims shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings, and their faces shall look one to another. Toward the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubims be. And thou shalt put the mercy seat above upon the ark, and in the ark thou shalt put the testimony that I shall give thee. And there I will meet with thee, and I will commune with thee from above the mercy seat, from between the two cherubims which are upon the ark of the testimony of all things which I will give thee in the commandment unto the children of Israel. Thou shalt also make a table of shittim wood, 2 cubits shall be the length thereof, and the cubit the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, and make thereto a crown of gold round about. And thou shalt make unto it a border of a hand breadth round about, and thou shalt make a golden crown to the border thereof round about. And thou shalt make for it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on the 4 feet thereof. Over against the border shall the rings be for places of the staves to bear the table. And thou shalt make the staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold, that the table may be borne with them. And thou shalt make the dishes thereof, and spoons thereof, and covers thereof, and bowls thereof, to cover with all. Of pure gold shalt thou make them. And thou shalt set upon the table showbread before me always. And thou shalt make a candlestick of pure gold, of beaten work shall the candlestick be made. His shaft and his branches, his bowls, his knobs, and his flowers shall be of the same. And it just man, and it continues all the way to verse 40. I'm gonna skip to verse 40 because it's a lot. And look that thou make them after their pattern which was showed thee in the mount. So when you continue reading, you go all the way to 40. You know what I'm saying? You even that just alone, you just know that there's no church in the whole world that's like this, especially in pure gold, man. Pure gold. Not 98% gold, but pure gold. Nothing's like it in the whole world. So Most High is not dwelling in them temples, man, made with hands. If it's not exactly like this, it's not. And Israel made it. Come on, man. Oh, he's not dwelling there, man. Um, Yeah, man. It's he don't dwell in these temples, man. He only dwells in Israel, man. In Israel only. And it said with two or more, he's in the midst. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the brothers that's speaking the whole truth, man, and nothing but it. Let's see. Salakia. Me, just lost my place. Salakia. All right. Um, Another precept is Hosea chapter 8 verse 14. For Israel hath forgotten his maker and builded temples, and Judah hath multiplied fenced cities. But I will send a fire upon his cities, and it shall devour the palaces thereof, man. So these all these churches, man, stuff like that, man, they they gonna get burned down to the ground, man. Definitely burned down to the ground. You know, escaping that. There ain't gonna be no stone unturned when it comes to that at all. Another precept. Here's another thing saying it again. This is Hebrews chapter 9, verse 24. For Christ, for Mashiach, so like for Mashiach is not entered into holy places made with hands, which are the figures of the true, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of Yahweh for us. Just saying it again, man. He keeps saying it because like niggas don't be understanding, man. They don't get it when you say it one time. You got to say it. You got to say it multiple times for simple people, man, so that they can get it through their thick skulls. And the last precept, man, is I'm gonna close it out with this one on 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. It says, "Know ye not that ye are the temple of Yahweh, and that the Spirit of Yahweh dwelleth in you?" So he just said that we're the temple, man. In verse 17 it says, "If any man defile the temple of Yahweh, him shall Yahweh destroy, for the temple of Yahweh is holy, which temple ye are." And so all them so the thing is, the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is not gonna want to dwell in you. You know what I'm saying? If you like smoking and smoking, not keeping your body upright or anything, you know what I'm saying? Why would the Most High want to dwell in you on that? You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, man, it's, it's just plain and simple, man. He dwelleth in us, man. It said, verse 18. It said, "Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise." Man, it's plain as the day, man. Thing is, you're not supposed to be going to these churches, man. You ain't gonna find the Most High in there, man. He dwelleth in us, man. The people that's speaking this whole truth, 100% truth, which GMS has, man. So he dwelleth in us and not in these churches, man. Plain and simple. If you don't get it, man, replay this video. Keep replaying it and read these scriptures and do some research, man. With that, shalom.